Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Feedback Friday. We are again joined by Justin Gray, founder of Midio. Today is a little different. We're going to be doing 5 songs so we can give extra commentary on these songs. And I guess we'll just dive in. The first song is Dreamality by The Spiral Theory. Justin, is there anything you would like to say prior?
It's going to be December tomorrow, and I can't believe that we're almost in
You mean it's
2022.
December 3rd. You mean it's
Sorry,
December 3rd.
it's going to be December, right? We're already in December.
So tomorrow's going to be December 4th.
Right, correct. That's what my whole calendar is messed up. I'm sorry. What day is today? Who am I? What's your name?
December 3rd.
All right, Dreamality.
Yes, Dreamality. Something like the conversation we just had.
I like
Right.
By the way, before we even start listening, can I just say that I really like Dreamality. I like the combination of dream and reality. I think that's kind of cool. So
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes. All right, here we go. The Spiral Theory.
Awesome. Awesome. I have a
All
lot of
right.
notes.
Oh,
Um,
okay. You want to start?
I can, or you can start. You want me to start this one?
Yeah, you can start.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Um, Thank you. I appreciate this. Thank you very much for allowing me to start. So, um, straight up at the beginning of the song, I love the energy. I was drawn into it. I was like, and I say these things a lot. I've said this before on Feedback Fridays, um, which is when songs are more completed than I would really prefer if people like submit demos, like real demos, so that when they before they get into like production and making the songs what they are, um, they can get some feedback, because I think that would kind of give them a little bit of an indication on maybe some ideas of where to go. So when you hear songs that are fully kind of realized, you got to be a little bit sensitive about it. Having said that, I thought that the energy was really excellent in the song. I think it's recorded really well. Um, I think the intro is a little bit too long, but that's okay. It's not a deal breaker. Excellent musicianship, obviously. They know how to play. Good sections, good arrangement. I wish the guitars were a little bit dirtier and a little bit less um, sort of well played. Like almost like I wish it had a little bit more of a kind of a White Stripes musicality to it, which I think could be kind of cool. Some other just creative things. Again, as I said before, if people are to, but I'm not looking away, I'm reading my notes. If people were to make sure that they have their instrumentals and their stems all printed out, then these are all little things to easily tweak. One is the melody of "Catch Me Now," which by the way is what the song should be called, "Catch Me Now." But the melody of "Catch Me Now" kind of starts high in the hook and then halfway through goes low. I actually think they should flip that. I think it should start with the lower one, and then the second half of the hook it goes up. It feels like it gives us this sort of like ascending. And by the way, it works creatively, it works musically, it works chordally and tonally. So melodically, it works too. So it's just a really easy flip, and that's what I'm saying. If you have these parts, it's an easy thing to cut around. And the reason why I know that works is because my suspicions were confirmed when at the end, when they loop the chorus back around, they loop it on the second melody, not the first one. So it makes a lot more sense to do it that way. So everywhere where the melody is high should be low. Everywhere where the melody is low, it should be high. And I think you're gonna see a much better emotional arc on the song. Um, and also, I love the bridge. Kind of had like a Duran Duran vibe in the solo section, which
I
is really
love the
cool.
bridge too.
Yeah, I love that because it had this like, especially with the. I'm trying to think. It's I can't remember if it's Reflex or if it's Rio, but it's one of those songs where it has this. Anyway, whatever. I'm not gonna spend all the time on Feedback Friday trying to remember which Duran Duran song it is, but that section was very cool, and I love that. And I almost wish that I had heard that in a different spot too. So those are my thoughts.
Cool. So I kind of was thinking more in a sync kind of place, and I thought that you can realistically split the instrumental and the lyrics version into two different sync placements. As soon as this song started, I was like, Home Depot. I'm in Home Depot right
Oh,
now.
cool. Yeah. Well, cool.
Or like Lowe's. I was like, it's springtime and I need um garage materials. You know what I'm saying? And then with the lyrics, it just like it's just a totally different vibe that is obviously more for the movie and TV space, because obviously I mean, I don't know what I haven't been to Home Depot lately, but I don't think people are really like having existential crises in Home Depot, but I could be wrong. Um, and so I think that realistically, if you pitch the instrumental, it could be a whole different vibe than if you pitch with the lyrics. And I think he should be looking out for that like manly kind of brief that is rock for the instrumental, and then for the movie and TV space, more of an introspective kind of scene that he could pitch the song with lyrics.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I would do, if I was the producer on this or I wrote it, I would definitely have a version which is only "Catch Me Now," because that as a thought, as a whole thought for film and TV is very, very cool. "Catch Me
Yeah.
Now," like that could be video games, that could be lyrically, right? Conceptually, it could be video games, it could be movie trailers, it could be a car chase scene in a friggin' in a Dwayne the Rock Johnson action movie, right? It could be a million things.
It could be a travel commercial too.
It could be, right? I mean, like it's a very thematically, it's a very broad use.
Yeah.
So I would lean heavy on that. And if anybody else is listening that maybe this isn't your song, but you're listening in, understanding like thematically how things work overall, which I think also becomes a very big selling feature. Because when you say things like "Catch Me Now," "Let's Go," like why do you think songs like "We Are the Champions" gets licensed all the time, right? It's like thematically songs that resonate with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think "Catch Me Now" is actually one of those things.
Yeah.
But and I would say this: a music supervisor would listen to "Catch Me Now." They would not listen to "Dreamality." Way too overthought. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. But Dreamality is a cooler title for a song.
No
Less place.
question. No question. No question that "Dreamality" is a much cooler title for a song than "Catch Me Now." But "Catch Me Now" is a much more I think is the energy that a music supervisor, like if I'm working on a film or I'm working on a television show and I'm looking at titles, I'm like, ooh, this title, like "I'm the best." I'm going to listen to that before I listen to something called I don't know, whatever, something that doesn't invoke a certain feeling.
Yeah. All right, cool. We'll move on to track number 2. This is Apollo 247, composed by Hans Sedler. So let's dive in. All right, are you back?
I'm back from the mountaintop, um,
Yes, yes,
back down to earth from the
yes.
Amazon rainforest in the mist.
Yep. I'm thinking period piece too.
I kind of want to go back to the top of the mountaintop and I
Oh,
don't
so you don't
know,
agree?
and run through the elfin woods. I
You don't
do.
agree with period piece?
You speak first, and then I'll jump in.
I'm thinking period piece, like Game of Thrones, something in the woods with swords, horses. This could even, I was thinking this could even be a closing credit to like a Narnia type movie. Um, Instantly, I was in the woods and people are wearing like really old clothing and men are fighting.
I feel like like they should get this to like Avatar 2 immediately.
Yeah, like now that you say that, blue men are fighting. I can I can see it.
So this was a real journey. This record.
It
Um,
was.
you feel free to continue on your creative tangent, and I'll jump in on some of the tech stuff. So you go,
Um,
you could
so that was pretty much what I envisioned. I thought the ending was great. It really it brought us up. It was a climax. It brought us down. There was like bass though, like um halfway through it that felt like misplaced almost because it felt too modern. There was like a little bit of like a beat that was I
mhm.
just didn't think went with the orchestral vibe. And I love that like the female vocalist was it was she wasn't taking over the instrumentation, it was more drowned into the mix. And I thought that they they were very complimentary with each other, the vocalist and the instrumentation. And
Yeah.
those are my thoughts.
It felt that moment felt very Enya. But what's funny is what's interesting about how you say that the beat threw you off at 210. That I actually was like, oh, that's cool. So I mean, that
Really.
just it just well, just it doesn't matter. It just goes to show you that music is completely subjective. It's not, it's
That's
like,
true.
and I have probably the reason why I liked it is probably the reason why you didn't like it, right? Which is it kind of felt like a misplaced moment in this journey, right? And so that's kind of why I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't see it going there.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, let's talk.
It's
Go
probably because I was like in 1482 and I was
ahead.
like,
Right. Oh, that's
where
true.
where is this trap beat coming from? We're not technically
Yeah.
technologically advanced enough for this.
Well, it's interesting. I'm working on a. I may be working on a. I may reach out. I may reach out because I'm working on a show or a film that's meant to be, taking place in the 1600s, but with modern kind of a modern musical undertone to it.
There it is.
So I might reach out to Hans here. So obviously, look, incredibly well recorded. The sonics are fantastic, right? Great creative choices. It's not easy. There's something called through composition, which is basically songs that start and end in a different place that don't have a repetitive theme or chorus. So
Yeah.
as far as creating something that was through composed like this, I thought that was really impressive. I thought the sectionality, not the real word, was fantastic. The end bit that you loved at the end, which I agree, I love too. I almost feel like I would have loved to hear that transplanted into the middle to just give us like a little bit of like a moment of like serenity before the kind of final explosion. I
Yeah.
thought that's kind of the way that I would have done it. But overall, as we launch hyper audio, this is, Hans is somebody that I think is going to do an incredible job of people coming and finding that music. I mean, you don't even have to do anything with this. I mean, if you had like a 4 minute scene that started with, like you said, which I totally agree because I visioned the same thing, which is like, a boy on a forest who ends up being a hero in a war, and that scene and that storyline takes you over 4 minutes. Like they just have to press play at the beginning and let it end, and they'll be like, oh my god, this works amazing. So
Yep.
This is somebody that I think, music supervisors need to know that he needs to be on the radar. And now I know him, so I'm going to definitely be reaching out to Hans because I think that there is that this is somebody who's really good at their job.
Cool. Any other comments?
I can't believe that it's already December 3rd,
I know, right? It's
December
so
5th.
December. All right. With that being said,
I
let's
can't
move
believe it's
on.
already December 5th.
Well, it's not. That's the thing about that.
It's December 3rd.
December 3rd.
I'm telling you, my dates, my calendar on this day.
Really wrong. Unless you're living in the future.
I do.
All right. With that being said, song number 3, You Started Something in Me by Ken Wank, which is the best name ever.
I got this feeling, you see, baby, it's brand new to me. It all began the day that I met you. I felt it instantly. I always felt so unsure, that was before, but now I feel so secure, 'cause you walked through my door, and now when I'm near you I get these stirrings within, I just can't ignore. You started something inside me, you got right into my heart, you gave me your love to guide me, I knew it was true love right from the start. Now every time you're beside me, honey, I feel the flame. You started something inside me, baby, and ever since I haven't been the same. Those nights we'll walk on the sand, and you'll be holding my hand, and I know I can tell you all my troubles, you'll understand. We'll kiss at the shore, emotion so pure, you'll say I'm the one you adore, and I'll be lonely no more, and I can't deny the sensations down my spine I never felt before.
done.
Fernando, right?
I was gonna say, I mean, like, I'm feeling the ABBA vibes.
That was, yeah. And ABBA has a resurgence, and everyone loves ABBA, so it's really good for 70s sync asks.
Well, exactly. Yeah, go ahead, keep going. You keep going. So I'm gonna let you run with
Well,
this
the
one.
first half of the song, I was like, "What ABBA song is this?" I was feverishly typing in lyrics to figure out what ABBA song this reminded me of. I thought it was three, and then I was like, "This is Fernando, right? It's Fernando, right? Right."
Fernando, yeah.
And then I was like, "Well, this is great because 1970s." Well, I guess we're like kind of moving on from the 1970s, but we'll be back around to that eventually. And this is great because not everyone can afford ABBA. So this would be a really good substitute if someone wanted to a sync song just like ABBA, just like Fernando.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say just like it, but a sing song that is obviously creatively sort of like, and I mean this in a good way, but like derivative, but not like not in like a copy way, but like something that sort of like ticks all the same boxes. It's got that beautiful string arrangement. It's got that very classic '70s
Yeah.
melody to it, you know, like in that way. And again, you make a great point. I actually wasn't even thinking of that so much, which is there are so many opportunities to like find something to replace ABBA or find something to replace this or whatever. That I think that it's you know, in the right circumstances and at the right time, something like this could definitely get licensed. It's not for everybody, but I definitely think there's an opportunity there.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead, continue.
Those were my thoughts because I was racking my brain for half of the song.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, obviously, you know, this is not a modern sounding song. That's okay. And I think that, you know, you kind of like play to the strengths of what this song is about. Like, here's the thing, like the melodies are classically and mathematically exceptional. Like the mathematics behind those melodies, whether they did it or not, knew it or not, is really like excellent songwriting. I think the lyrics are good. I think the melody is a 10. I think the lyrics are a 7. They could probably be stronger, but again, it's not. You know, I don't think that's going to be prohibitive for something for them to use it. You know, even like, you know, again, if you were just going to strip, and I like what you said before on the last song, which is even if you separated the instrumental from the top line or the melody, like this is an instrumental that like I can picture the instrumental itself in like a Tarantino movie as somebody is walking in and gunning down a grocery store. Do you know what I mean? Like there's so many. There's kind of like a weird like there's you can have like a weird ironic usages of it, which I think would also make it really super cool. You know, or it's like again I'm just picturing like a weird scene in a movie where there's like, you know, a gunman has just like, you know, torched a whole building and he's in an elevator, like ironically like Deadpool.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I could picture
I
like
see.
I could picture like in Deadpool, like he's just like blown up 100 people and he's
Yeah,
standing in an elevator waiting to like meet,
yeah,
you know, an army of gunfire as he gets to the other end. And he's
yeah,
just sort of sitting in this elevator hearing this song in the background. By the way, they'll pay 50 grand for that, you know. So
yeah. Like funny Guardians of the Galaxy,
right,
like
yeah,
version.
exactly. And I think that's where I think you lean into those things.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know, I think you lean into that creatively, and that becomes fun, and it becomes a funny,
Yeah,
ironic usage.
very, very camp.
Yeah, but who cares, right? Like, make that check payable to Ken Wank Inc.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, was it Ken? Was it
Like,
Ken? I think it was Ken, right? It was Ken.
yep, Ken
Yeah,
Link.
yeah. Make that check payable to Ken Wank ASAP. Let's go.
Yep,
Um,
cool.
yeah, good work. All right, what's
All
next on
right,
the agenda?
number 4, Purple Rain by Jocelyn Chapman.
That's a big statement she's making.
Yeah, that is.
Just a really quick story. So there was when I was younger, I used to play with a band in Toronto called Sun. His name is Jason Beck. Sun. He's actually since gone on to become very, very successful. He lives in France, works on Daft Punk, but he made a record called Thriller. We're like, ooh, that's some big shoes to fill right there. So, all
God.
right, is it Jocelyn? Is that what you said? All right, Jocelyn, let's show us what you got here. Here you go.
In the rain, may sound crazy. I think I'm gonna cry. Ooh, I ain't gonna let you go that easy. You gotta say you love me too. I ain't gonna let you go that easy. Trying to give it all to you. Say love. Portuguese, say love. Oh, yeah, yeah. I caught up in the rapture of love. Caught up in the rapture of love. I need a little time before I give you my love. I ain't gonna let you go that easy. Got to say you love me too. I ain't gonna let you go that easy. I wanna give it all to you. I can't sleep at night. I toss and turn, listening for the telephone. But when I get your call, I'm all choked up. Can't believe you called my home. And as a matter of fact, it blows my mind you would even talk to me. A girl like you is like a dream come true. Real life fantasy. Oh yeah. You will be there every little step I make. Oh yeah. We'll be together. Two step. Every little step. Every little step. Be together. Every little step I take. In the rain, may sound crazy, but oh, I think I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I ain't gonna let you go that easy. You gotta say you love me too. I ain't gonna let you go that easy. I wanna give it all to you. Say love. Oh, say love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every little step. Be too.
Did it just cut off for you too?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you want to start or should I start?
You can start or I can start. It's okay. You go first.
All right, thanks. So obviously very vibey. We love that kind of vibe. This is definitely something I'd play before going to sleep. It has a very, nice, easy melody. I thought there was many things that they did in the production with the vocals, and I thought that there was one instant where her vocals were super crisp, and I wish they had um, used that on her vocals for the whole arrangement because I just felt like her vocals came in better and it just sounded better with the beat. Um, and additionally, at times I thought I heard the beat like repeat, but like it happened very unnaturally. Did you hear that too?
Hmm.
Um, and also I was trying to hear for the Purple Rain reference. I heard the rain reference, but I just think that um, naming this song Purple Rain makes it just a little harder for you for listeners to find this song, obviously because of the Prince song. Um, so just like a suggestion to name it something a little more unique. Just do you agree to make it easier to find?
Yeah, I have some weirder issues with this song.
Weirder issues.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
So,
like very intrigued to know what your weird issues are.
so the first thing is, yes, all of that stuff you said, I totally agree with you. There was a weird, the edit was very weird, and it felt like I was losing the tempo, losing the beat. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
But the issue that I had. The issue that I had is that almost none of the top line was original. There was the first one was there was a Bobby Brown. Can't remember the song now. I could have written it down. And the second one was "I'm Gonna Let You Go That Easy," which is a Tina Marie hook from a song called "Portuguese Love." And so there was a lot of the lyrics and a lot of the melodies were interpolations. By the way, there's nothing wrong with an interpolation, but a lot of those were interpolations from from other sort of like 90s R&B
yeah,
songs, 80s, 90s R&B songs. So again, nothing wrong with that. It happens all the time. But it felt like if I'm being honest, it felt like there's a beat that was bought off of the internet and sort of like a lyric and melody that was sort of put on top of it that is not necessarily as original as it maybe could be. And what I
yeah,
think is the shame in that, I'm sorry for being a bit harsh, I apologize, Dalsa, if I, but there's some really cool voices. I really like the voices a lot, and I think that it would probably be good to be in a creative, collaborative relationship with another songwriter who can help make the best out of those voices and not and like write some original lyrics and melodies over that beat. That's I know that sounds like a little bit of a harsh thing to say, but but that's what I would do, and I only would say it because I love the voices. I think there's sounds like there's two voices on the song, and I think that they're both cool, and I love the throwback. I would just lean into the songs that you are interpolating. And if
yeah,
people don't know what an interpolation is, an interpolation is a basically a reconstructing of a song that but not, it's not a sample, so it's like re-singing a song's melody and lyrics, and doing an interpretation of that song in a new format. So it's called an interpolation.
you have to pay for that.
Well, you have to give up publishing for sure. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's hard even in the sync world too.
This song
I
would never
didn't
get synced. The song would never get
I
synced for that reason alone.
I didn't realize these were older songs because I'm a youngster. And I don't know
No
those
problem.
ones.
No problem. I'm an oldster, and I do it.
Yeah, that's why we have both of
Chocolate and
us.
vanilla, yin and
Yep.
yang.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say that.
Sweet and sour, spicy and salty. No,
I think no, but yeah, I think they get it. You know what I'm saying?
yin and yang. Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, but no, not these ones again. Not these ones again, please.
Did we do that once already?
Yes, we already went through this. It's documented. It's on the internet.
Oh, man. All right.
All right, song number 5, last song. This is called "Put a Rock on this Rolling Stone by Sarah Harrelson.
Okay, I just want to start.
Oh.
I've not even listened to that song yet.
Yep.
Because, we want to try and keep this kind of like fresh and, keep us on our toes.
Yep.
But Put a Rock on This Rolling Stone is an exceptionally good country title. So
Yes.
I'm really hoping this isn't like a trappy record. But that is an exceptionally good title. And I can tell you that good song titles immediately create a level of expectation on hearing a great song.
It's actually a jazz song.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, here we go.
Young and restless, all about the chase. Never had a tie to anyone or any place. Too much Jameson, too many Marble Lights. Always finding the wrong love every night. I'm ready for you, I'm ready for you. Put a rock on this rolling stone. Slow me down and take me home. 'Cause you've got a hold on me. If you wanna tame this gypsy soul, take me away from the neon smoke. Baby, won't you put a rock on this rolling stone? I see an open road, you've got a Trans Am. Baby, if you're sold, let's take a ride against the wind. Chase those headlights, no need to hit the brakes. You wanna settle down, I won't hesitate. Put a rock on this rolling stone. Slow me down and take me home. 'Cause you've got a hold on me. If you wanna tame this gypsy soul, take me away from the neon smoke. Baby, won't you put a rock on this rolling stone? Put a rock on this rolling stone. Slow me down and take me home. 'Cause you've got a hold on me. I don't wanna roll on my own. So slow me down and take me home. 'Cause you've got a hold on me. If you wanna tame this gypsy soul, take me away from the neon smoke. Baby, won't you put a rock on this rolling stone? This rolling stone. This rolling stone.
I loved that. I loved that. Oh, he's still listening.
No, I'm not listening.
Oh. Okay. What was that?
I'm torn because
Oh.
because that melody is
Mhm.
100% something else, and I cannot put my finger on it.
Is it another interpolation that I just don't know about? Is it a country song?
No, it's we're not impressing anybody by me sitting here thinking and trying to grasp it from the air, but anyway, I do have a couple of thoughts on it, but you go first.
I loved it. I don't like country. I loved it. I love the chorus. I don't know what it reminds you of, but I don't know what it reminds you of. So I loved it. The voice sounded like an early Taylor Swift, but I liked it because this was as if Taylor Swift was like angsty and like drank as a teen, and I love that vibe. It was like an angsty early Taylor Swift, and I loved it. Oh, what is it?
I'm just doing a quick reference here.
Yeah.
Hold on, it's coming to me. Yes.
What? Which one is it?
Hold on.
I'm gonna download that song. I really like that song.
So it's really good, but it reminds me of the post-chorus on "Pretty Woman" by Roar. It said, "Pretty woman, pretty woman."
Oh.
So it's fine. By the way, that's fine. Like Sam Smith had a massive song by borrowing a melody from Tom Petty. It's totally fine. I'm not taking a piece out of it, but I do want to give one creative thought that, again, I only say these things like if I was a writer in the room when this song was being put together, right?
Yeah.
I would have suggested this. You can't put a rock on a Rolling Stone. Very cool title, rock, stone, the whole thing. I get it. It's very cool. But I think the lyrical flip on this to make this like one notch better is if the whole song was written from the perspective of you can't put a rock on a Rolling Stone, meaning I am this badass, independent, and you could try to hold me down, but you can't because you can't put a rock on a Rolling Stone.
You know, I agree.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. And I think that lyric would have like blown my mind a little bit.
Right, because then all of a sudden it's like, ooh, she's a badass. She is like, because it feels a little like, by the way, here's the thing. I love the voice.
Yes.
Production's great.
Yep.
It's a great song.
Yep.
I think that it goes from an 8.5 to a 9.5 by just flipping the perspective. And you go back to the whole lyric of the song, and you flip the whole lyric to be like, you can't hold me down. I'm a Rolling Stone. I can't be tamed, right? And then all of a sudden you get to the back of the chorus and you're like, you can't put a rock on a Rolling Stone. It's like,
yeah, that's a good payoff. That's a good payoff.
That's a good payoff. And I think that all of a sudden becomes this like, then it becomes this like female empowerment anthem, not, oh yeah, just tie me down. You can lock, whatever. Well, probably I'll tie me down would be good there too. But you know what I mean? Like it all of a sudden creates a female empowerment perspective and not a classic gender roles perspective. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Like I could see like a lot of country women wanting to sing that lyric just based on the story that it tells.
Yeah. Yep. It also just makes sense.
Makes sense.
In an imagery.
Yeah.
But I really love that song. I honestly wouldn't have changed a thing because I had a great time. A really wonderful time with that song. And that was our last song. Would you like to pick your favorite song of the day?
That's a tough one. Well, first of all, I want to give you a shout out and kudos for really curating 5 very different and unique songs.
Thank you.
I know that every week you get inundated with a ton of music.
Eclectic genre, all the genres.
I love it, but that's why you are our director of A&R, because you have a breadth of knowledge when it comes to music like no other young person your age that I know. So it's very, very impressive.
Oh, thanks,
and
Justin.
Your ear is exceptional, and you really have great creative ideas. So I feel honored and blessed that you get to work with us. I get to call you my coworker. Do I have my favorite?
I'm gonna cry. I won't cry.
Don't cry. But if you want, I can make you cry.
No, I'm all right.
Okay. I mean, as far as the song goes,
Mhm.
I think that with a slight tweak, I think that our last one, put a rock and a Rolling Stone. With if that was to be tweaked with, you can't put a rock on a Rolling Stone. And we're gonna make a couple little, and I think it's worth the effort. I really do think it's worth the effort. I think that's the winner today. But you know, honestly, every song has some like I would do this right, like in terms of creativity, Apollo 247 wins the creativity gold star. In terms of like musicianship and kind of energy, I give Dreamality the gold star for musicianship. As far as vocal sound, I really love the voices on Purple Rain. I give Purple Rain the vocals gold star. As far as overall song, I definitely put a Rock and a Rolling Stone is the overall song.
Mhm.
But in terms of cohesive and mathematical melodies, I give it to You Started Something Inside Me. So every song had. I mean, that was some way of saying like all my children are just as beautiful. But to me, every song had a very very strong and redeeming quality to it. What about you?
Put a rock in a Rolling Stone. Loved it.
All right. Well, I love that you loved it.
I didn't give a PR response. I said what I felt.
Well,
You
I
answered like a politician.
I,
I answered like Keri.
you did. Well, Keri Srebnick, director of A&R Video, VRvideo.com.
Yep.
As always, this is a lot of fun. By the way, also note 5 songs better than 6 songs.
Yeah, and we have more time to say our pieces.
To kibitz, more time to kibitz.
Yes, more banter time.
Mm,
All right.
yes.
Well, if you have any comments, please leave them down below and we'll get to them shortly. This has been Justin Gray. I'm Keri Srebnick. Happy December, everyone. And there he goes. Oh, you're trying to, yeah, and that is the Midio logo. We should actually make your face. We should just include it as the new logo. And that's
And
end scene. Oh, nope, we're not sponsored. We're not sponsored by Apple.
damn.
End scene.